Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! This is going to be our last episode of Gunpla TV before the Christmas break, and probably the last one before the end of the year, I think.
So.
Because this is the last week. We've got a whole lot of new stuff that just came in stock, and next week, because it is Christmas week and it's also the week right before the big break, nothing else is coming in for the rest of this month. So we've got a lot of stuff, though, that just came in.
A hell of a lot of stuff, yeah.
A heck of a lot of stuff, as you would say. All right, so, of course, the big release is going to be, at least the big release finally here in Japan. Other countries already got it, but is the Master Grade Barbatos. The Barbatos is finally in. I've been looking forward to building this one. I was hoping it came in. Well, actually, we're filming it the day after it came in, so I was hoping to knock it out last night, but I was a bit tired, actually, because the night before that, I just knocked out that other big Kotobukiya kit, which came in like a day before the Barbatos, and that was the Lumberjack. That's right, the Kotobukiya HEXA. It's been a while since I built a HEXA kit.
Looks so cool.
And I saw that Lumberjack. Actually, Dave saw it before I did, and he's like, "Don, I just saw this big Kotobukiya HEXA kit down in the warehouse that you'd be interested in."
100%.
Oh,
it ran down.
Really? So yeah, I hammered that one out in a day, and
at the same time I saw
yeah, you saw that
Jeanne.
one. You should have brought that girl back.
Yeah, she's there.
Is she? Oh, she's already up there. Okay.
So that review will be going up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
Or Sunday, whichever.
Tomorrow, and the HEXA, the video is already recorded for the HEXA, so we just got to edit that and put it up. So that's probably after this episode. So
yeah, just so we have some content and stuff.
We got a lot of content. So next week I plan to have a review of the Barbatos up. Hopefully it's going to go be either next week or during the break at some point. There's also another kind of biggish thing that I've been working on that we'll have a review. Hopefully I'll have finished and be able to record a review next week so we can edit that as well. But these are not the only two kits that came in. We've got a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
Dave, why don't you tell us about the one you've been looking forward to the most?
The Figure-rise LABO. So
Figure-rise
LABO. Miku. And
Miku.
The special thing that we always go on about with these kits is that the way the plastic's molded.
Right.
Like you've got one layer above another.
Right.
Creates a cool effect.
So this is the same series as the Fumina. We did two Fumina kits, and the last Fumina where she's wearing the blue bathing suit. Now I got to review that one. So.
Yeah. So I guess that will be. I've been asked to do it by next Friday.
Okay, so you're gonna have it. I don't think these are very difficult at all.
No, it looks quite quick.
The Fumina, I had the Fumina. I spent more time. I think I mentioned that in the review too. I spent more time making sure that those nub marks were as clean as possible on the Fumina than actually assembling the kit itself. Just because that smooth texture, I'm not going back with sandpaper or a file and ruining that perfect texture. So I just have to make sure to cut those nubs using a nice sharp knife or a sharp pair of nippers. So that's all I did for that one.
I'll use a kitchen knife and some kitchen scissors.
Butter knife. At least maybe if you heat up that butter knife beforehand.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, that's exciting. But there's another kind of cool girl type of kit that also came in. Now, actually, I think oddly enough, both of these two girl kits are limited. So if you're watching this in the future, it might not be possible to order them, but I do believe they might.
We got a lot of this.
We got a few extra, I think, of the Hatsune Miku LABO kit. So if you're watching this right away, it might still be possible to order this. I don't know how long that stock is going to last. Stock moves fast on these kits and the Fumina kits, so pre-order them as early as possible. Same with this one, although this kit doesn't really have that same fancy type of multi-layer injection as the Figure-rise LABO. It's just a normal Figure-rise, but still it's limited. I can't really explain why this girl is so limited. If it's just kind of, it just looks like a normal kit to me. There's nothing really special. Although I did want to point out, just here in the unboxing, although I think also on hobbylink.tv, if you go to the blog itself, we have unboxing photos, so be sure to always check those out. We got unboxing photos, I think, for pretty much all of these except the 30-minute mission kits. But yeah, go check out hobbylink.tv and find those unboxing vids. Thank you very much, Anna, to always getting those kits unboxed and taking those pictures for us. But I wanted to point out here on the video as well that this kit actually comes with water slide decals, which is really, really nice because you get those eyes. You get a whole set of different style eyes that you can apply to her. as well as all the markings. But there are stickers, foil stickers in here as well. If you're not keen on using the water slides, you still have the option of regular foil stickers. So quite an interesting looking kit. And this is from the Sword Art Online, and I know that series has a ton of fans. Not really my cup of tea. I'll stick to the Gundam and robot stuff, and I'll leave the girly stuff to Dave. And there's somebody else in the office apparently is a really big fan of Sword Art Online. So I don't know. You might have to fight over that kit with somebody else.
No, he got asked.
Okay.
He said no.
He said no. Okay. Well then.
So it's stuck with me.
It's stuck with you. Alrighty then. Alright, but speaking of 30-minute mission kits, yes, we did get 2 new 30-minute mission kits. Why don't you show off the brown, one of my favorite colors there. It's such a great name, that brown. Portanova in brown. It doesn't really particularly look brown to me in that image though, does it?
It looks yellow.
It's more, like a tannish yellow. So I think maybe they need to work on what their definition of the color brown is. But this other one looks quite awesome to be honest. And I don't recall seeing a version of this kit before. This is the Alto, but it's the flight type. We've had the Alto before, but this flight type version, it's got wings. It's drank some Red Bull and it's ready to fly.
You can make that reference.
Can't let you down, Dave. Can't let you down. All right, so 2 30-minute mission kits are in stock. Now, there was actually 2 more Gundam releases. The other one is there at the bottom. Actually, that is I can't really grab it. There's just so much stuff on this table I can't really, plus my Christmas tree. I have to always keep that out. This is the last time of the year that I'll be able to properly show it off before it retires back to my bedroom at home where I see it every day. But yes, we've got the mass-produced Zeonic sword. So now we get the sword. This was included with the Zeon. Was it the new Zeon? I think it was called the new Zeon. There was that red kit that had this weapon. It was released like 2 weeks ago, I believe it was. And now we get it in a green version, which looks really awesome. And also one thing I'm kind of really dig the fact that they dug out the Heimak. This is one of my kind of favorite kits from the older build.
That's really old stuff.
I think it was the Build Fighters Try. It had the Heimak. This was just a fun kit. I love that Heimak kit. It's one of my favorite HG kits, and it comes with the hands that you can equip like master grade scale weapons onto it. So it's just an awesome kit. I love when Bandai does that kind of stuff. So this is a cool looking weapon, and I love that color. But there's one more Gundam kit here, and this is another one that I've actually kind of been looking forward to just because of how crazy this thing is. And it is the Eldorabrut. Now, what makes this thing so crazy was it doesn't have just 2 feet, it's got 4 feet. So
that's cool.
That is really unique for a Gundam kit to have.
And that sword is that hose, or whatever you call it, trident.
It's a trident or an axe type of thing, pole axe. That's a cool looking weapon. So this is definitely an interesting kit. Definitely, I do want to get this one together, as well as that Zeonic new. There's been a few HG kits that I've missed that have come out, but we have a New Year's break coming up, so we're going to have some extra time, so maybe I'll have a chance to kind of crank out some of these kits that I've missed over.
Yeah, we got a lot.
The break, so a lot of stuff to look forward to on hobbylink.tv. All right, so I think it's time for the comments, although I will ask you to save the second one. We'll do the first comment, and then I'll give away the prize, and then we'll end the episode on this the last comment here. Okay. This one is kind of a cool comment, I think.
Okay. So the first comment is from Joey Ganota, and he says, "I believe this is the first time I've ever seen the Gundam kit mentioned at the designer on the packaging itself."
Now he's quoting me. This is what I said in the review for the Gundam G40, and then a lot of people pointed this out. Like, wait a second, Bandai does have another designer they name on the box.
Hajime Katoki. Starts fuming and brooding in the corner of his office. Bandai Hobby headquarters.
Version Ka. Okay, so maybe I did have a bit of a brain fart. Yeah, so Hajime Katoki, he's not only a designer, but he's got like his whole series of master grade kits, which they call Version Ka. And to be honest, yeah, I did kind of.
Oh, really? I never knew that was what it was.
What? You never knew the Version Ka? They was doing something new. So yeah, Version Ka stands for Katoki, which is. He works for Bandai. He's a famous designer. But I think one difference I do want to point out is that he kind of only does mecha design stuff. So the difference, Ken Okuyama is I want to say just like a more world famous designer. But Bandai also did hire. I did kind of forget at the time, but there was also another famous Gundam that was designed not even by a Japanese designer, but by a foreign designer, and that was the Turn A Gundam. So back in the 90s, I believe it was, Bandai hired Sid Mead, famous kind of sci-fi futuristic designer Sid Mead. He came in and designed that Turn A Gundam with that crazy mustache, if you've ever seen that. It doesn't look like any other Gundam, so the Turn A, I believe the Turn X as well, so those were some crazy...
He was the first foreign and last. They were like, no.
Yeah, after this, they were like, no more.
Okay,
But
now it's...
But yeah, so version COD does count, but kind of a bit different than Ken Okuyama, so I was wrong, but I was kind of, my meaning was a bit different as well, I think. So, all right, so let's go away to 2000 and Hobby Link Japan Story Credit Giveaway. And this week is going to go to a comment on your review. It was a comment on your Haro, the pink Haro review. And their name was Tesla Effect. So, Tesla Effect, I'm not sure if he's referencing the car Tesla or maybe Nikola Tesla, whose the car brand is named after anyway, but yeah. Tesla Effect. I do like the visuals of the Haro's mechanical insides being visible with the transparent pieces. Makes me wish more Gundam had that as a primary visual, sort of like the mech from Symbionic Titan. So Bandai does occasionally give us releases of Gundam kits with clear parts, but they kind of lately they keep those limited as like online, not really so much online exclusives.
The Bandai store.
Yeah, the Bandai in Tokyo, Diver City, or they have the pop-up stores. You get a lot of that clear stuff. They're limited to that stuff. So, but like as a main the main design of the suit itself with the clear armor, you don't really see that. Well, I mean, if you think about it, these mobile suits are designed to fight in war. And usually clear, transparent type armor is not, it's not going to be as strong as like a solid type of steel or what have you. So there is that to it as well. But there are those kits, they do exist. All right, so that last comment.
Okay, it's from Vmon24.
Vmon24,
He says,
a frequent commenter. Thank you, Vmon, for always commenting.
Where's the leg lamp?
Where's the leg lamp? So I brought the tree in, and then I had one other thing that I built. I built a few years ago, the leg lamp, which I didn't bring in last week, but Vmon, just for you, I've brought it back. Dun dun. So if you were a new viewer, if you missed when I revealed this, gosh, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. How long ago was it?
It was before I came.
It's before Dave came, actually. So yeah, it's been a few years. So this is a reference to a famous American Christmas movie, Christmas Story, and the dad at one point he wins this prize, which is actually in the movie it's a girl's leg. So it's a sexy girl's leg, and she's wearing stockings, and he unboxes this thing, and he puts it up in the front window, and then he turns it on, he goes outside, and he's like telling the wife, like, move it a bit left, and like all the neighbors start coming out, and the wife's just sitting there in the window, she starts feeling like embarrassed, because it's got this sexy leg lamp. But also I want to point out, I have actually made a few changes to it since you guys have last seen it, and the last time I had this, right after I built it, I didn't really know what to do with the lampshade. I made my own lampshade at the time. I used cloth, and I tried to use a white glue mixture on a form that I created myself, but that just didn't really work as well. And finally, on a trip to IKEA, of all places, I found they sold the lampshades separate. So I was able to, and this is the perfect size lampshade, and to match what was in the movie, I got my own. I bought some frill, and I added the frill to it. Okay. I added this, so the frill. This is just
that seems very un-IKEA.
Yeah, this is not IKEA the frill, but I had to match that sexy frill from the movie. So, and this is actually a bit tricky to find in Japan. I found I ended up having to order it online. Just so, and it has to be the perfect length to it. So, but that's not all I did order. I did actually add one other thing to this, and of course, if you guys watched that review before. It has all of the clear parts on the inside. I wired the entire thing up with LED lights, so I'm not sure if this will show up too much in the video. We'll drop the lights in a second here, but yep, so the whole leg itself lights up on the inside, but that's not all, and I think I left my other part in my jacket here. Oh no. There we go. Okay, so, and of course, being a lamp, this has to have a regular old lamp feature, right? So, all right, so maybe I don't know, Dave. What do you say? Should we drop the lights so maybe they can see this a bit better in all this glory. Because actually, there's one more. Thank you, Dave. So isn't that a cool looking lamp?
It's nice.
Okay, so
Homely.
this is cool, but this is not all, Dave.
No?
This is not all. I had to add one more thing because every day at my apartment is a party.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. And after work, I go home, I build my Gundam, and I get down. Drop the techno now. Yeah!